inizialo quando può direttamente al tavolo, perché sennò
Buongiorno, buongiorno.
Good morning everyone again. I invite you to take your seats.
Buongiorno, attendiamo ancora pochi secondi.
Good morning. We shall wait for a few minutes, Minister Goyal, to join us.
Buongiorno, buongiorno.
Good morning once again. Good morning and welcome you all, honorable ministers. Welcome. And a warm welcome to all the authorities who are represented here today at this entrepreneurial forum, Italy-India, right in the framework of a strategic partnership between our countries. This is the second event this year after the first one that took place in New Delhi in April. It was a great success. So many participants. This morning, in parallel with the high-level economic dialogue, we had 4 sector-related tables on the 4 most promising sectors in our bilateral economic efforts: 4.0 industry, circular economy, transportation, space, and security. Today, we are strong over 400 participations and over 100 companies coming over from India, along with great contents this afternoon, as a matter of fact, and 170 B2B meetings between Italian and Indian companies are on schedule. This comes along with an extraordinary frame, that of the Santa Giulia Museum, so I'm proud to give a word to the lawyer Francesca Bazzoli, who's president of the Brescia Museum Association. She's in charge of valuing the historic and legacy of our city. Please, the word to you.
Very great pleasure and an honor for me to welcome you here today in this magnificent museum that used to be a Lombard convent established by King Desiderio in the 8th century after that. Here you find summarized more than 2,000 years of art and architecture history of our city and of our nation. When I was the first year in India, more than 20 years ago, I could hear the echoes of a millennial culture living in the present and shaping the present. And this is exactly the same sensation, the same feeling we every day experiment here in Italy. So I think that this museum A museum where the history is a matter of contemporary narration and a contemporary inspiration is the perfect set to host a meeting like ours today, where Indian people and Italian people meet together to imagine the future of their relationship. So thank you very much, Deputy President Tajani, for having chosen Brescia in this museum for today. Thank you very much.
Grazie, grazie Avvocato Bazzoli e vive congratulazioni.
Thank you, Lawyer Bazzoli. Thank you. Congratulations for this exquisite frame, which is our museum today. It's an honor for me to give a word to the Vice President of the Council and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Antonio Tajani. Please, the word to you, Mr. President.
First of all, I want to thank my friend, the Minister Goyal, for being here. It's an important Indian delegation. For us, hospitality is the most important point. I think in this beautiful town, in this beautiful museum, I think it's possible to work much better together for strengthening the friendship between India and Italy, also for strengthening the cooperation between Indian industry and Italian industry. Thank you very much. Enjoy after the meeting in this fantastic town. For this, I want to thank the mayor, but I want to thank also Mrs. Bazzoli for hosting us for yesterday night, but also for today. Thank you very, very, very much. You are a special host for us. Thank you. Now allow me to talk in my mother tongue.
India and Italy are closer and closer. These 2 days work together. This joining of forces are just another proof of it. I visited India several times. I met the ministers of India and during the G7 too, the Minister of Commerce. This because India is a fundamental, a pivotal country in our foreign strategy. It's a great country called to play a crucial role not only with the Indo-Pacific area, but rather in the whole world. India is the natural partner of Italy. We are so bound to strengthen our relations on the economic, commercial and political level more and more, and also the cultural level. I'd like to focus, as in the words of Mr. Royal with the press, I'd like to focus on the fact that this country is a strong and extraordinary cultural history. India is so capable of better understanding how important the cultural history of Italy, of our two countries are. Culture is an instrument to pull down barriers and to make it happen, to make so that people and friends can collaborate. Our countries are more and more closer and closer, and with the minister we have indeed talked about the will to establish two events, one in India and the second one in Trieste, the Italian city, and these two even strengthen the importance of the IMEC corridor, which is the Cotton Road. It begins in India, goes through Israel, and stretches through the Gulf countries and Africa to come to Trieste, finally. This city was proposed by us as the natural terminal city in the very north of Italy. Trieste is a city close to Brescia, and as a matter of fact, several members of our parliament have committed their efforts towards this goal. Frattini, for instance, was among the supporters of this infrastructural and sales and trade corridor that is about to boost our economies further. We will organize these events with the collaboration of enterprises and of high-ranking representatives of our two countries. India plays a strategic role It's an extraordinary country. I'm convinced that all the entrepreneurs from Italy, from India, who are present here, they are all interested in the Indian market, interested in exporting, in making investments more and more. Yesterday, we recalled an agri-food mission. We are about to have a mission for our agricultural supply chain with a keen eye on quality wines. And we are ready to invest, we are ready to export, we are ready to welcome Indian investments in Italy. We can provide political stability, the same as India. The relation between our governments are exceptional. The meeting between President Modi and President Meloni are just a sign of it, and the very frequent and regular contacts between our governments are a proof of it. So I'm ready to welcome as many investors as possible from India to Italy. India is one of the highest population countries in the world, and they are capable in India of having an extraordinary industrial sector. I had a visit in New Delhi weeks ago and could meet entrepreneurs of several startups from various sectors. So we are ready and capable of taking this challenge of working in sectors that are very diverse and that are all part of industrial activity of a country. I remember the summits on the cinema industry of Mumbai, and at that time Italian broadcasting television Rai and others also joined forces with the Indian people. I believe that Italy may be a wonderful venue for several Indian fictions as well, and this would be a way to better know our country. And there is an idol together with us today who was an idol for various Italian generations. So this is another great opportunity, a plus point for Italian fiction, a plus point for the cinema industry and radio television industry of Italy. This morning, our Indian friends visited A2A, a utility enterprise dealing with circular economy and waste disposal. So this is to say that we have abilities in this sector, and the minister had a chance to know the renewable energy sources recently, and so I'm sure that they will cast an eye to the examples of Italy. And then we have the space industry represented here. The space is crucial for all. Together with India, we are strong of high quality enterprises in this sector. We have major companies dealing with the space industries, and we have also a myriad of highly specialized enterprises. One of them was part of the project for the last satellite sent towards the moon. So this is a very high scientific and technological capability. We have 4 million SMEs in Italy. They are the blood vessels of our economy, and we are strong of high quality results in the transportation industry, high-speed trains, the construction industry, for instance, the building construction industry, for instance. So there is a variety of commercial sectors best represented in Italy. Italy is strong of that. We are capable of working in several sectors, and we can be a partner for India. I think of the steel and aluminium industry, where we can attain very good results together. We have three public held enterprises, such and CMEST. They support Italian enterprises throughout the world. I thank such CMEST for devoting a finance packet to assist the Italian companies who want to export to India. So there is a true effort to support the Italian presence in your country, in India. To demonstrate this, we have inaugurated the CMEST headquarters in New Delhi, at the Italian embassy, and I take this chance to thank the ambassador Bartoli, who is best representing Italians in New Delhi, India. And I'm also thankful to the ambassador of India in Italy. Thank you for the magnificent work, for this, for the bridges you lay between our countries. And let me tell our friend Loyal and all our Indian friends that our ministry has changed its appearance and its substance. It will be very devoted to economics, with a political head, of course, but with an economic spirit, a spirit all around economics. All of our embassies will be so the launching pad for propelling Italian enterprises in the world, and for staying by the side of our enterprises, and for staying by the side of foreign enterprises who want to come on land to Italy. This is a business format established just a few weeks ago in New Delhi, and this is just one step of this long pathway we have envisaged together with Minister Loyal, in order to strengthen our political friendship, in order to increase the number of opportunities for Italians in India and Indians in Italy. I think we can also forge joint ventures worldwide. Think of what we can do in Africa. Why should only China and Iran be present in Africa? I believe that India too can play a role. India is a protagonist in the Indo-Pacific region. The Indo-Pacific region is also open to Africa, to Mediterranean Sea, and the Suez Canal is just the passage between these two dimensions. We overlook major seas, and this makes it possible to collaborate not only in India but also in other regions of the world. There is a flourishing industry in Italy. Italy is the second industrial power of the EU. We have the rare earths in Africa, so there are several points open. They can fuel Italian-Indian joint ventures. Mr. Goyal, dear friend, ladies and gentlemen, today's talks are strengthening our strategic partnership. I'm also thankful to the working group who have most recently investigated into the options for collaboration we have as public administrations. Public administrations play a crucial role. They are fundamental in the establishment of this supporting network to the benefit of enterprises, in order to cut down on red tapes, in order to pull down the tariff barriers, in order to push those sectors that can eventually lead to a reduction of tariff barriers. This administrative engagement, very much in the hands of our ministers, is here to further support you, your work. We have heard the words of two leaders this morning, and it was very fruitful. A very good sum up of what our intentions are for the good of our entrepreneurs. Let me strengthen on the importance of our friendship and stable and far-fetching friendship. Our regions can work together. I thank the region of Lombardy. I thank the Prefetto of Brescia. Thank you for welcoming us here in this wonderful city, sharing the beauties of the Leonessa d'Italia, of this wonderful historic city, having a lioness as a symbol in the past. Thank you from the deep of my heart. The friendship we have enjoyed over the years is now opening up to better benefits for Italians and Indians. Thank you once again.
So the doors, the gates of Italy are open for you all. You're all welcome.
Grazie.
Thank you. Thank you, President, for the strategic view. Minister Goyal, the floor is yours.
Excellency, and my dear brother, dear friend, Deputy Prime Minister of Italy, Mr. Tajani, Her Excellency, the Mayor of Brescia, Excellencies, Ambassadors, Captains of Industry, I don't think I have in my 6 years as Commerce Minister seen the kind of enthusiasm I have seen in Indian business to go to any other country. And I thank all of you, both from Italy and from India, who have joined us at this very important India-Italy Business Forum, reflecting the possibilities of the future. Friends, today is the World Environment Day, and the entire world dedicates itself, encourages greater awareness and action for the planet. I was privileged that His Excellency Deputy Prime Minister Tajani took me to visit one of the most efficient waste-to-energy plants that I have seen over so many years. I used to handle this portfolio from 2014 to 2017, when I looked after power and renewable energy. And I've been making efforts to bring good technologies into India. And I do hope on this very important day, the fact that we started our business engagements with a visit to this plant holds good promise for us to take this technology to India and make our cities, our country cleaner and more beautiful. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has launched an initiative, Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam, translating one tree in the name of your mother. He is promoting that every citizen of the world should plant at least one tree in the name of his or her mother. The idea being that you will always be respectful to your mother. You will always care for your mother. You will always look after your mother. And if 6 billion, 7 billion people around the world, particularly our children, were to plant one tree in the name of their mother, they would look after it, they would tend it as it grows up, and imagine the impact that would have. Not only the fact that it would lead to billions of trees coming up, but the awareness right from childhood that you would create for the planet, for a better place, for all of us to live in. Mahatma Gandhi had said, we are all trustees of the planet. We have inherited Mother Earth only as trustees. And it is our bounden duty to leave behind the world, leave behind a better planet than the one we have inherited from the past. And I think it's a great day to be amongst our friends from Italy, along with so many of our Indian business leaders, to participate in this truly trusted partnership between Italy and India in this beautiful city of Brescia, a city where industry and ideas are meeting, and a city full of museums and modernity, a city where we have culture and commerce, a city where we are collaborating, co-creating and cooperating for a better future to the India-Italy partnership. I'm sure, just like the 2000 plus year history between our two nations, discovered through Roman coins in southern India, or the Lakshmi statue found in Pompeii, all of us will rediscover the huge potential of this partnership, of our friendship, through this very important interaction where we have all assembled today. I'm indeed grateful to my brother, my dear friend, Deputy Prime Minister Tajani, for his continuous encouragement for all of us, for his passion towards this partnership, for the warmth of his hospitality, and for his trust in this growing relationship. I'm grateful that Deputy Prime Minister Tajani has alluded to the IMEC. It's a very important project. It was launched during the G20 held in India 2 years ago. And the potential that the IMEC holds to connect people, to connect continents, to connect businesses, and to open up huge opportunities, both in the creation of the IMEC corridor, right through India, the Middle East, Europe, connecting also to Africa, the opportunities for infrastructure creation, the connectivity which will empower businesses to expand the frontiers of their potential, and the fact that it will once again bring all of us closer together is truly the vision of world leaders, the vision of Prime Minister Modi, the vision of Prime Minister Meloni, reflected in our joint commitment as co-creators of the concept of IMEC. We are looking forward to welcoming the Italian government representatives for the first meeting of the IMEC in the near future in India, and we'll follow it up with continuing the discussions on a very fast-track basis with a visit to Italy, and thereafter hoping to take this to the very next level. I'm very impressed with Deputy Prime Minister Tajani's vision for his country, his vision to expand exports to $700 billion, and I think we can work together as partners for the collective good of the people of Italy and India, with both countries having comparative advantages in different areas. I mean, I've, over the last 2 days, met so many wonderful business persons from Italy who have so much to offer to India, as I believe some of my colleagues here in this room and beyond have to offer to Italy. And when we work in that spirit of cooperation, we realize that the bilateral trade between our two nations is so low, is suboptimal. Doesn't even meet even a minuscule portion of the huge potential between Italy and India. We have miles to go. We have a lot of work to do, whether it is trade, whether it is investments, whether it is technology, whether it is tourism. There's tremendous potential between our two countries, reflected also in the fact that Prime Minister Modi's first visit in his third term, and I think all our friends from Italy will recognize that in a vibrant democracy like India, to win for the third time in a row as Prime Minister of the country after 10 years of good governance, to be re-elected is not a small achievement. And he followed it up with a first visit to Italy in his third term, particularly to meet his good friend and the Prime Minister of Italy, Ms. Meloni, who had referred to Prime Minister Modi as the most loved leader of the world. Friends, in the engagement between the two governments earlier today, we heard significant interest and traction to take forward our engagement through the International Solar Alliance towards clean energy, through the biofuels initiative to promote sustainable energy sources, our effort to work towards disaster-resilient infrastructure. We are two nations who share a glorious past, but who are committed to greater prosperity for our people and for the greater global good. I think the joint strategic action plan is very forward-looking, is ambitious, with a strong focus on trade, on innovation, on talent mobility, and we are all collectively committed to achieve the target set by our leaders by 2029. In April 25, I had the distinct privilege of welcoming Deputy Prime Minister Tajani, along with a very large delegation from Italy, where we attended the Italy-India Business, Science and Technology Forum, which underscores the high level of commitment between our two nations. Mr. Tajani, His Excellency Tajani, spoke about the World Audiovisual and Entertainment Summit, WAVES, which was held last month in Mumbai, my home city. I think there can be no better reflection on the strong ties in the field of cinema and the field of media between Italy and India than Mr. Kabir Bedi sitting here amongst us. His connection to Italy is strong and multifaceted. He's an iconic figure in the Italian world of cinema, particularly for his role as Sandokan in the very popular Italian TV series. I think that's an area which we in India have enjoyed through the lovely movies, both in our domestic languages, particularly Hindi, shot in different parts of Italy, whether it's Pompeii, whether it's Venice. Across the region, we have had a flavor of Italy through the films shot here. And I'm given to understand by Ambassador Bartoli that every time an Indian movie comes up with some song shot in an exotic Italian location, the tourism from India to Italy increases significantly. And I'm a greedy person. I would like to see tourism come from Italy to India also. And therefore, I would like to invite, and I hope Mr. Bedi can be our ambassador to take this message to the entertainment world in Italy. I would like to invite the world of cinema to come to India, explore some of the exotic locations. We have every season of around the year. You can have rain in some part or the other of India for 12 months in a year. You can have the sun, you can have beautiful beaches, historical sites, palaces, temples, lot of history, lot of art, lot of culture, tons of tradition, all of that across India. And I would like to invite all of you to India to explore the majesty and the glory that India represents. Similarly, I'm working very actively with the leadership of Italy and with the leadership of the European Commission, and I seek the support of Her Excellency representing Italy in the European Commission, European Parliament, for a very strong, balanced and mutually beneficial EU-India Free Trade Agreement, to which all of us are very committed and for which our leaders, President von der Leyen and Prime Minister Modi, have tasked us to finalize before the end of this year. I can assure all of you present here that we are making rapid progress. We had discussions as recently as 2 days ago in Paris, where we engaged on finding the pathways for taking forward a very, very vibrant free trade agreement which will open the doors for greater opportunity for businesses both from Italy and India. India, the fastest growing large economy in the world today, the 5th largest GDP, poised to become the 3rd largest in the next 2 years, expected to grow from a $4 trillion economy to a $35 trillion economy by 2047, part of our vision for Viksit Bharat, is a land of opportunity, a beacon of stability when it comes to uncertain and difficult economic times around the world. The road ahead is for greater investment on both sides, for collaborations, for exchange of technologies. I invite all of you to grow together, to work towards innovation, to work towards a better startup bridge between the two nations, to activate newer ideas, work towards Industry 4.0 and advanced manufacturing, helping our two economies. Renewable energy, clean energy, the path to sustainable growth also offers great opportunity for businesses on both sides, whether it is infrastructure or information technology. We look for cutting-edge solutions as we grow our health infrastructure, as we go in for better education for our people, as we provide opportunities for work for the talented and skilled young workforce that India provides. Let us strengthen not only our cultural diplomacy, but also innovation, research and development. Friends, I'd like to offer a proposition to all of you. I'm happy to create in India an Italian enclave an area earmarked for Italian businesses to come to set up shop, whether trade, whether industry, in whatever is your chosen means to do business with India. I wish to create an enclave which will be dedicated for Italian businesses. We'll have your own hotel chain, set up a hotel there. We'll have lovely Italian restaurants, Michelin star restaurants coming up there. We'll have health and education suited to the Italian system, all the social infrastructure, so that as your engineers, as your managements come to India, come to work in India, come to establish in India, you will not feel away from home. We wish to create a home away from home for all of you to come and work in India, to come and invest in India, and together let us work towards what Prime Minister Meloni had said, and I'd like to quote, Italy-India share ever stronger bonds. Confident, together we'll achieve great things. I invite all of you to work together with Indian business, and I can assure you, great things lie ahead of us. Gracias. Thank you.
My friend, thank you for your kind words. I will do my best for achieving a good free trade agreement between European Union and India. As former Commissioner, European Commissioner, as former President of the European Parliament, I will work hard for achieving this important goal for both. Trade is the future. We are industrial countries. It's important to have a free market. My dream is to have more free markets in the world. For this, count on me, count on the Italian government. Finally, I want to thank the former President of the Italian Confederation of Small and Medium-Sized Companies, Honorable Casasco, because the idea to organize in Brescia this event is made in his mind. For this, thank you very much. Now there is the press conference, then the lunch, and enjoy in Brescia and in Italy. Thank you very much for being here.
Grazie. Cortesemente rimanete.
Thank you. Please stay seated, stay in this room, please. The ministers leave us to attend the institutional meetings, but the plenary session continues.
Government agencies. Cortesemente prendete posto. Please remain seated because the plenary session is going to continue, please.
ఫ్రాన్స్ బాగుంది ఇటలీ మిలాన్ అంతగా అనిపించలేదు కానీ ఫ్రాన్స్ నిజంగా మీరు స్పెండ్ చేస్తే సాయంత్రం మళ్ళీ వస్తారు కదా ఇక్కడికి
Please, sir, you have to take your seat, please. Please, the ministers have to leave, so you have to take your seat, please. There will be other moments during the day to take picture. Please, sirs. Thank you very much. Take your seats again, please. Sorry, sirs. Could you take your seats, please? Plenary session is not finished, so ministers are leaving, but the plenary session has to continue. So, if you could take your seats, we can continue, and then after the end, we will have the networking lunch. But we have to finish the plenary session before. So, please, if you want to eat today, you have to take your seats. Sorry, could you take your seats, please?
No, we are just going outside. We are not part of it.
We have to continue here. Simone, fateli sgombrare.
Provided you allow me to take one after. A second. Oops, watch out.
I'm sorry, sirs. We have to continue the event. You will have time later to take picture. Cortesemente che abbiamo
We continue. Go on.
Please, we have to continue the event, so please take your seat immediately. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Stop picture, please. Thank you. Take your seats. We have to continue the plenary session. Scusate, dobbiamo continuare. Sì, è un quarto d'ora che lo dico.
Secondo me devi farti sentire di più.
Non posso urlare. Dobbiamo continuare l'evento.
We have to continue with our plenary session, so please, if you can take your seat so that we can continue.
Il pranzo si terrà.
Networking lunch will be later, that is after this plenary session, and this plenary session is not finished yet, so please take your seats.
Please, sir. Grazie, prendete posto. Grazie. Grazie, possiamo così.
So we can resume our session. We've been, this morning, we talked about
Abbiamo parlato di aerospazio.
So this morning we talked about the aerospace, the space economy. Our Deputy President of the Council of Ministers, Mr. Tajani, also talked about this. So now we have here with us Mr. Giorgio Marsai, Delegate for Aerospace of Confindustria. So thank you, thank Minister Tajani and Minister Goyal, guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all. It's an honor for me to be here on the occasion of this entrepreneurial forum, Italy-India. It is a great honor for me. I'd like to thank our institutional partners and the associations who have worked to make all this possible, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, the Ministry of Commerce and Industry of India, and our embassies in Italy and India, SACE, SAFE and Siemens, and Cassa Depositi e Prestiti Development Bank. Our associations, I just take a few minutes, I promise. Please be patient with me. Just a few minutes. So special thanks to the Confindustria Industry Association of Brescia and Lombardy, and to the Association of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, and a special thanks to the Indian and Italian companies represented here today. A few weeks ago, I was in New Delhi with our minister, and it's important for me to be also part in this follow-up, and it's important that we have a follow-up just after a few weeks. I bring you also greetings from our President Ursini. So I've been at the entrepreneurial mission we had in New Delhi, and we have now in Brescia with the two ministers, Tajani and Goyal, confirms our choice and the importance of our commitment to cooperation. This important city we are in today, the Santa Giulia Museum, rich in history and art, and intertwines past and the present, and with our vision to the future, and projects ourselves towards new horizons towards which we are working to achieve joint growth and development. Growth creates jobs, and if we look at our youth today, at our children, we should speak about the creation of new jobs. Small, medium enterprises, as Minister Tajani also said, there are many small, medium enterprises working in the sectors of our cooperation, and they are the ones who will make out the most of the development and growth opportunity we have. After our mission in New Delhi in April, we all the enterprises involved their interest in new cooperations, which are a sign of an increasing confidence, increasing trust among the two nations. As a few data, trade in 2024 achieved important growth, and its constant growth last year around 5 million in import and 5 million in export. In the first months this year, trade was about 4.5 million euros. So data are very good, but can also be improved. So we are looking at the future to improve trade between us. Confindustria research centers estimates a high potential for mutual relationship and penetration of Italy in the Indian market and vice versa, especially in the market of instruments and machinery. Italy can respond to the growing demand of the Indian market in terms of quantity and quality, not only in consumer goods, but also in high added value goods. So it's important to intensify trade and also look beyond trade and extend our cooperation to create a long-lasting, a long-term partnership. This is to enhance and strengthen our cooperation.
So we are moving towards a wider collaboration as was set out by the Strategic Joint Plan Italy-India 2025-29. This plan points at innovation, sustainability and advanced technology. In this perspective, Italy can play a crucial role, making the INC Middle East Exchange Europe corridor, thanks to its privileged presence and position and to the competitiveness of our port network. Italy can be a hub, an entrance hub to Europe. EMEC can become the catalyzer for new projects between Italian and Indian enterprises in key sectors. The Industrialist Association is moving on together with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and our trade associations. The historical and cultural identity has to be posed as the blood vessel of a platform to strengthen the collaboration between India and Italy on the textile industry and fashion, with a key eye on sustainability and competitiveness. As a delegate of Industries Association, I want to underscore the opportunities of the aerospace industry for our technological and scientific research and the commercial cooperation activities. As was focused during the meetings at Delhi recently, there are negotiations in the loop for the free trade between EU and India. This implementation and the reduction of tariff barriers are crucial to safeguard growth. Growth is just once more a key word, and Italy is ready to strengthen their strategic position to be a magnet for foreign investments, thanks to the priority role of our textiles industry. We have great expectations with this forum. The B2B meetings in the afternoon and these morning sessions can fuel better cooperation, collaboration opportunities. And as a matter of fact, we will forge better relations with our Indian partners to move on in a structured and proficient way. Thank you and have a good prosecution of works. Thank you, Mr. Marziai. As in his words, thank you. We are a little bit late, so I ask the speakers to keep their interventions in 3 minutes time. Thank you. Vice President of FICCI, the Federation of Chamber of Commerce of India, with over 250,000 enterprises represented. Please, the floor is yours.
Senior officials from the government, friends from Italian industry, and members of the Indian delegation, ladies and gentlemen, buongiorno and namaste. It is a privilege to be here at Museo Santa Giuliana in Brescia, nestled between the beautiful waters of Lake Garda on one side and the artistic legacy of Lombardy, where you have Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper, which continues to be perhaps the most iconic artwork the world has ever seen. India and Italy, two nations with ancient legacies, have long celebrated the art of craftsmanship, the power of design, and the spirit of enterprise. From the marble temples of Khajuraho to the cathedrals of Florence, from the textiles of Varanasi to the fashion houses in Milan, our cultures have always spoken the common language of excellence. As we look to deepen our bilateral ties, there are 4 areas of collaboration that present tremendous opportunity. They form, coincidentally, an acronym: GIFT. Green, innovation, fashion, and tourism. For green, both India and Italy are deeply committed to green transition. Italy's leadership in hydrogen infrastructure, waste management, energy efficiency all complement India's scale and experience in solar, wind, and circular economy practices. On innovation, Italy's strength in microelectronics, automation, and advanced manufacturing aligns with India's ambitions in Industry 4.0 and smart manufacturing infrastructure. Joint R&D hubs, semiconductor ecosystems, and startup exchanges can drive co-innovation in areas like smart mobility and digital transformation. Fashion. Italy's global leadership in fashion, luxury goods, and design finds a natural partner in India's textile heritage and manufacturing scale. Collaboration in sustainable fashion, luxury apparel, and leather goods can unlock high-value exports and co-branded global offerings. And finally, tourism. Both our countries have rich histories and civilization, and tourism has the multiplier effect of boosting soft power and providing jobs. Let us make connectivity between our two nations stronger. There is not a single flight from Bombay to Italy direct. Let's work towards making visas easier as a first step. And we have a lot to learn on tourism from Italy, which gets far more tourists than India, despite India's strong legacy and civilization. This forum reflects our collective ambition. Our engagements have been a testimony to the earnestness with which both countries are looking to unlock the next chapter of bilateral cooperation. I think the discussions held over the past 2 days have been filled with opportunity and, most importantly, heart. We've seen Minister Tajani and Minister Goyal having a camaraderie perhaps we have not seen amongst two leaders. And I think this is a great example for us to follow. And I'd say as business leaders, the onus is now on us to increase trade and to strengthen our relationships. Grazie. Thank you.
Grazie, grazie Anand.
Thank you, Anand, also for staying in the time assigned. In Italy, we talk about Sistema Paese, that is the structure of our country, We start with one representative of the Sistema Paese, the Italian trade agency, ICE. His representative, the General Director, Mr. Lorenzo Galanti. Thank you, Marco. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor for ICE, my agency, to be here and support this event that is a follow-up of the entrepreneurial forum that took place in New Delhi last April. So very quickly, through numbers, through figures, data show an increase of export from Italy to India by 34% over the last 4 years, and the first 4 months of this year, a further increase has been recorded of 3%, with a strong increase in Indian GDP. Trade is about 14.3 billion euros, but our share in the market is around 0.86. So compared to the share of Italy, of Italian import in the rest of the world, this share is quite small. So we are not very satisfied with this figure, but we can improve them. And as we have seen today, both on the institutional side and entrepreneurial side, there is a strong potential, a tremendous potential to unfold in terms of machinery. Machinery are the first item of our export, of Italian export towards India, about 42%. There are 800 Italian enterprises working in India, that operate in India, with lots of investment from Italy into India, while investments from India into Italy are slower. Anyway, all these figures show us the importance of India for the economic diplomacy of Italy and for the strategy of the Italian trade agency I represent here. India is at the center of the action plan for the export of Italian export towards non-EU countries, an action plan promoted and supported by Minister Tajani over the last few months. India is a strategic country involved in Opportune Italy, another program that my agency has been developed together with the Foreign Ministry, aimed at strengthening the presence of Made in Italy in the 20 markets with a higher potential for growth. It is a campaign for communication, integrated, multi-channel, on 10 macro sectors that are key to our export, and an innovative initiative that focuses on the generation of commercial leads. You will, ICE, my agency, has been present in India since 1969 with an office in Mumbai. Last year we have opened another office in Bangalore, where we have a desk for the protection of intellectual property and to export for the attraction of investments. Last year we organized 10 collective events and collective exhibitions of Italian companies in India, and invited more than 220 Indian operators to the most important trade fairs in Italy. This year we have taken other Italian entrepreneurs to participate in trade fairs in Italy, especially in the sector of industrial machinery. We have also other initiatives, especially in the sectors, in the industry of agriculture, of cosmetics, and other sectors. As regards other initiatives, there are other initiatives that are starting this year. For aerospace, we will have an entrepreneurial mission that we are organizing together with the Italian Aerospace Agency, together with other startups and innovation associations. We will have this year our global startup program will be held in Bangalore in India, and will be followed by a mission with 10 Indian operators in We Make Future 2025. And there is a strong interest from Indian investors a strong interest to invest in Italy. So we will also have a roadshow for the attraction of investment in 3 different Indian cities with a focus on automotive manufacturing, advanced manufacturing, clean tech, biotechnologies, life sciences, and ICT. And we also I'd also like to mention the Vinitaly Roadshow about the positioning of Italian wines in India. And this will be held in the first 3 months of 2026. So a lot of initiatives focused on innovation, but also on staple goods and consumer goods in general, commodities. Thank you.
Grazie, grazie.
Thank you, Mr. Galanti, Director of Italian Trade Agency, an association that was born in 2019 to strengthen the relations between Italy and India, and also to change the storytelling of the 2 countries, storytelling that we have to improve, and we want to improve. So the president of the Italian-India Association, Ms. Marcegaglia. Thank you. Good morning and welcome everyone. It's a pleasure. I'm glad to be here with you. I welcome all the entrepreneurs from Italy and from India and the institutional representatives. As already said this morning and by our moderator, our associations, Italia-India for the Cooperation and Partnerships, was born in 2019, a time when the relationship between our 2 countries in terms of trade, industry, and politics were probably not so essential as it is today. So this association was created to improve mutual knowledge and to create a stronger network between Indian and Italian entrepreneurs, and also with a view to work together for joint initiatives, both in the world of culture and of business. And today, there is a strong focus on the relationship between India and Italy. But we started a little in advance compared to other initiatives, and we had played an important role in making it so important. So the association I represent today includes the CEOs of many Italian companies that are already operating in India: Bonfiglioli, Dall'Orto, Generali, Mertengo, Mattei, Piaggio, and many others. We've also started to have Indian entrepreneurs come into Italy through our associations and operate here. So our objective is also that of creating a center for our association in India. It will be interesting to have an Indian association similar to our Italian association for the collaboration between India and Italy. So my association has focused on very concrete initiatives such as the Italy-India Innovation Day, gathering Indian and Italian startups. We also had 2 initiatives: high-level dialogue on economic relation with the CEO of Italian in India. Indian companies CEO met to discuss and to create new business relations to promote long-lasting relationships, not limited to major events such as this one. We are very interested also in culture, of course, because we believe Italy and India have an important cultural heritage. So it's important also that we promote cultural initiatives. And it is also a way to further strengthen our trade and entrepreneurial relationships. So in brief, we are continuing our work, very concrete, very serious, gathering entrepreneurs from the 2 countries and helping them, trying to facilitate dialogue and debate between the 2 and promoting joint initiatives to strengthen both countries. Thank you.
Grazie, dottoressa.
Thank you, Mr. Marciagaglia. Sanjay Nair, President of Assocam, founder and President of SOAR Investment Fund.
Build, scale, and win is right.
That's right. He's got it right. Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon. I want to just thank the organizers, Confindistra, if I pronounce it right, and the others. It's been the most incredible experience for all of us from India. Your hospitality, your venues, outstanding. I just want to take 2 minutes and talk about 3 things, and that's Italy, India, and investments. I coined this I after listening to Anant. I had to coin something. So I think Italy, we all know, 3rd largest in the EU, 4th largest of our trading partners, significant influence in the G7 and the EU, and hopefully between the 2 excellencies, we'll get the cooperation to push the FTA. But the FTA or no FTA, I want to just focus on India for our Italian friends. Putting on an investment lens, if you were to invest in India, and I think I'm pretty straight about it, we are here to look for technology and investment, innovation and capital. That's what the Italians have. That's what the industrialized world have. And we need it, and we need it big. So I think talking about India, we know it's, as we heard, 5th largest economy. We'll get to 30 trillion in 2047, 4 trillion today. I think those are only numbers. What I would really focus on as you look at investing in India, is it a country you want to invest in? And I've been in the financial world for 4 decades, most recently at a private equity firm. And I can tell you that for our global private equity firm, the most favorite country is India for the last decade and even currently. And the reasons are following. You know about the growth rates, so no point going through that. 6.5% for the full year, another 6.5% next year, and just compounding by itself, you get to become the 3rd largest economy pretty quickly. But I think what is more important, besides the solid macros, is 3 or 4 important differentiators that have happened in the last 10 to 12 years. One is digitization of the economy. This government has driven formalization of the economy, which I've never seen before. I've been back in India for 23 years. Formalization of taxation, formalization of the bankruptcy code, formalization in the real estate sector, all the areas that we used to worry about as individuals and institutional investors are formalized, driven, digitized. So it's quite incredible how the governance in the country has changed. Secondly, governance with the new age entrepreneurs. A lot of them are here. I've met a lot of them for the first time. Incredible energy, new model of governance. It's not necessarily families and, succession plan. And of course, those are great companies as well. But there's a new energy in India among the founders and promoters who are here, and lots of them in India. And I want to come back to the bit later on that. The last one is the politicians' energy. You saw our minister, we've seen His Excellency, all of you. There's so much energy on the Italian side, but I can tell you on the Indian side, we guys get tired coping up with our ministers, and that energy is infectious, but they're driving results and outcomes. So I think that is something very important to keep at the back of your mind. And finally, of course, our entrepreneurs, I come back to that, they're scrappy, they're entrepreneurial, they acknowledge their mistakes when they make mistakes, and they want to be good partners. Big difference. And the reason I'm pitching this is that we need your capital, we need joint ventures, we need collaborations. Just take one example. I was on the roundtable with the green technology and renewables. The amount of ideas that you have in India, but they need help. And how advanced Italy is in this whole space of sustainability and green is amazing. So the connections of the two, and again, you don't have to come to India to put up your own company. Find partners, do JVs, do collaborations. And the reason I highlighted are new age entrepreneurs, there's a different level of partnership and a quid pro quo, and they understand why they need your capital and technology, and they'll reciprocate with that. Just one example, last one, which is our minister's favorite. Hyundai put in 20 years ago, Hyundai Motors put in $200 million. 20 years later, they are listed. They have taken out $2 billion in dividends, royalties, and a small stake they sold in the IPO. And they're still, they've taken out 20 billion. Sorry, 12 billion, okay. They put in 200 million, they've taken out 12 billion, and they still have a significant amount of stake in the company. So there is no end of possibilities if you approach India from an open mindset. And I just want to present to you that this is the new India, incredible market, massive market, but it needs your help. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you very much. E dopo l'agenzia c'è un'altra istituzione fondamentale.
And after the ICE agency, another important agency for Italian, an institution, a financial institution for development, with a Professor Gorno Tempini, from the president of Cassa Depositi e Prestiti Development Bank. Good morning and welcome. I'm very glad to be here, and I am from Brescia. So I'm very happy to meet you here in my hometown. The topics discussed today are very important, as our Cassa Depositi e Prestiti, the agency I represent, well, we are the Italian National Development Bank. We have an important size. We account for about 1/3 of Italian GDP, so we are a strong institution. Our mandate is complex but simple at the same time. It is to promote the growth of Italy and of Italian companies. So our mandate is innovation, is competitiveness, is infrastructure. These are the three main points, the three key points. It's 170 years we work for this, and our objective is to facilitate and support the growth of Italian companies in Italy and abroad. I don't want to repeat figures and statistics already mentioned. Anyway, we all know the importance of India. India is a country of strategic importance, and I'd like to add an element already mentioned by Ms. Marcegaglia. If today we talk to an Italian entrepreneur, one of the first topics is India. Today is a very important time. In this time, Italy is strongly interested in India, as we are in a time of alignment between politics, institutions, and the economy in the bottom-up economy. Our institution, our agency, what can we do to contribute to this process? Well, we work with many different instruments. For example, we finance internationalizations of enterprises. We did this also with Italian companies that went to India. Our group also includes CMEST, that has an important history and has an important future in front of it. And we are also the major venture capital investor in Italy. Capital, know-how, we have all these between India and Italy. India and Italy have important entrepreneurial skills, and they both have a well-structured education and training system and a great culture. So our two countries together mean a lot of opportunities, and we can improve our exchanges between us. We can exchange trade, we can improve trade, we can improve our cooperation, because the size of our economies tells us that both our countries have great opportunities for growing together. So my agency provides cash in forms of equity, in terms of loans. We also provide advisory. We have built a business matching platform that has already involved 1,500 companies, with hundreds of meetings that have allowed to both Italian and Indian companies to meet each other and probably to also find new opportunities to cooperate. So this is a starting point to us. And today is a very important day to us, and we hope that we will soon meet again to celebrate the important results of our enhanced cooperation. So thank you, Professor Gorno. So in representative of CII, we have here with us, Madhav Singhania. The floor is yours.
Thank you. It's a real pleasure for me to be representing CII and Indian industry here today. Actually, I was on holiday. I was on holiday for the last 10 days, taking my family around the various marvels of the ancient Roman civilization. And coming from the concrete industry, seeing the largest non-reinforced concrete dome built 2,000 years ago in the Pantheon was truly a marvel, and it just shows how much more we need to do in terms of technology to continue to innovate and take things forward. Mr. Nair spoke about things in India changing. With families. He didn't speak too much about families. I'll emphasize on that point. While a lot of businesses have their family name associated in the business in a lot of countries, but in India and Italy, I think it's different. I feel the family values, the family legacy, the family name, the family transition, it all stands for something. And it's something which, as two countries, we're very similar on. I personally come from a family business, which is why I feel there is so much we can relate to as countries and families. Potentials for collaboration. Now, there are lots of sectors being spoken about. I'll start with energy transition. I feel in India, the solar revolution, today the price of solar in India is probably less than 4 euro cents a unit, probably one of the lowest in the world. And with green hydrogen, I mean, it's a great opportunity of collaboration for storage and other systems which both countries could work on. The second is around agriculture. India has the largest arable land in the world today. And given the production-linked incentive scheme, especially for the food processing sector, a lot of companies in Italy could look at India as a place to secure their value chains in terms of agriculture and look to invest in food processing units in India. The third is the national infrastructure pipeline. The sort of investment that our country has made in infrastructure over the last decade is unparalleled. In fact, the reason to do that is to bring down the logistics cost and to become more competitive. And hence, for any business looking for a hub in South Asia, India is probably the best place where you could utilize India as your hub to cater to other markets. We spoke a lot about technology. In fact, the digital transformation in India is again revolutionary. The cost of data today in our country is probably one of the lowest in the world, and the digital public infrastructure which the government has created in terms of Aadhaar, in terms of everyone having, it has changed the fintech ecosystem. It's another area wherein, technology collaborations between our two countries are possible. And lastly, on the India-Middle East-Europe economic corridor, I feel, that last port somewhere in the Mediterranean is pending, and it's a great opportunity for Italy to look at a possible means of collaboration there. And the sort of camaraderie which, is clearly witnessed during this delegation. I do hope that we can continue to build on the business relations between the two countries. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madhav. Push strategy con grandi novità, peraltro, per il
Push strategy with great novelties for the Indian market. I give the floor to Ms. Ricci, Managing Director, CEO of SACE. So what can SACE do for increasing and strengthening relationships between India and Italy, or, as we say in SACE, to shift from good to great, because we are already good, both in Italy and in India, but our common ambition is to become great. So our business model, as already said this morning, our business model focuses on growth. And we all know that that India is a fast-growing country. So we created a new model that is the GROW model. The GROW model means that the growth of Italian companies in Italy and in the world is at the center of all that SACE does, as you can see here from this slide. And the GROW model includes all that SACE can do to foster cooperation between Italy and India. G stands for guarantees, guarantees for accessing funds and financing for both Italian and Indian companies that share common interests. G stands for the guarantees, stands for the guarantees that Italian companies must give to Indian companies when they conclude contracts. Then there is liquidity. Liquidity, cash we give to Italian companies that export to India and want to liquidate or discount their credit. Then we have the R, which is the more traditional part of our model, that is risk hedging. Because when an Italian company goes into a new market, it must first of all protect itself against all possible risks, so as to focus and concentrate on its business. So SACE takes charge of the evaluation of risks, risks in terms of payment, risks related to payments, to force majeure, acts of God events. Then we have the O. O stands for opportunities. As our objective,
da ICE che lo fa di questo il suo.
As each agency also said, as Cassa Depositi e Prestiti also said, our objective is to open new opportunities. And moments, events like the one we have today, are events and moments when we gather together, meet each other, and create new opportunities and establish new relationships, because business is born from relationships between people. And then we have that which is the main instrument of our push strategies, that are guarantee operations that we make for our Indian counterparts when we believe that the potential of the relationships between the Italian company and the Indian company has not yet been fully evaluated or unfolded. So this is to build new relationships and generate new trade between the two countries. An example, up to 2024, that is 2024, we started 560 million push strategies operations, which led to the two new contracts between Italy and India worth 500 million. On the wake of this success, the success of this instrument, in 2024 and this year, we are further developing and enhancing this instrument, and we subscribe new operations for 2 million. So to shift from good to great, SACE has supported 4 billion trade between Italy and India. And we want to find even more opportunities, because we build opportunities, and after building opportunities, we set our risk limit on the country at 10 billions. This means that our ability to develop new relationships is higher than the previous figure of 4 billions I mentioned before. Then we have the W. W means worldwide, because we operate in 200 countries, or we take risks, and we are physically present in 200 countries. We have our headquarters in India since 2012 in Mumbai, and thanks to our presence in India, we have been building an important relationship with Indian entrepreneurs. And finally, to truly be worldwide, we must also be local. And being local, to be worldwide, means being physically present in an area and also hedging operations that are not only denominated also in local currencies, such as rupees. So we launched a new platform to as a guarantee for investment operations in favor of Indian companies that are invested by Italian companies or that buy from Italian companies. That is where Indian companies that have a relationship with an Italian companies did this to shift from being good to being great. Thank you. So we are quite late, so now I give the floor to Ms. Regina
Namaste. Siemens is part of the Italian Development Bank, Cassa Depositi e Prestiti, and within our group, major synergies are promoted for the Italian growth, and we also manage the public funds for internationalization under the helm of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We support 28 billion on grants and export-oriented loans, and we are oriented to global investments. We have investments in India. Maschio Barcaccio is doubling the site in India. We are conscious there are great opportunities and want to stand by your side, also through joint ventures, and this is why we have created a new platform together with the Cassa Depositi e Prestiti. This is a 500 million measure. 25 are no payback grants. This is to support the competitiveness of Italian companies looking at India. 300 millions are for export. Our exports is mostly of machineries and equipment, so we will give over 24 months payment the deal installments, and we have a 30 million also fund for startups. This is the last hurdle before lunchtime. Count on us. We are by your side. You can count on us for investments in India, which is a strategic country in the East plan of Farnesina foreign ministers, and we want to support you to make it happen. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for your rapidity.
Sharp, you will have a meeting here in this venue with your Minister Goyal. So only for Indian delegation, this communication. Thank you very much. Have a good afternoon, a good networking lunch, and fruitful B2B meetings. Thank you very much.